Alright guys, what's going on? I am going to be covering the Andrew Ladd trade in NHL 16 GM mode here. I'm probably going to do this for every single trade that happens throughout the trade deadline. Just kind of see how it works in GM mode. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So, my boy Elliot Friedman, he breaks down the entire deal for you guys. So, Ladd, Fraser, and Harrison from the Winnipeg Jets to the Chicago Blackhawks for Marco Dano, which was acquired in the Brandon Saad trade. So, he goes from going to Columbus to Chicago. Now he's going to the Winnipeg Jets, also a first-round pick and a conditional third-rounder in 2018 if Chicago wins the Cup, which honestly, it really could happen because the Hawks just look downright scary. Plus, Andrew Ladd is very familiar with Chicago winning a Stanley Cup with them in the past. Winnipeg retains 36% of Andrew Ladd's cap hit. So, we're going to go in GM mode here, but just have a look here. The Jets are loaded up with the future now. Ehlers, Patan, Dano, Connor, like they're just sick. Armia, Mark Scheifele, like they're going to be a sick team. Not to mention Josh Morrissey, like they are just going to be absolutely stacked. So let's see how this trade works in NHL 16. Be a GM mode, we're going to go and retain 36% of the cap. That is how much Winnipeg is going to keep. And it actually told me that I couldn't make this trade go through because the Hawks had too many players. So what I went and did, I just tried to make this as realistic as I possibly could because the game wouldn't let me. I added two of the players that had the worst trade value for the Hawks, and the Hawks actually accept it. They say it's a really good deal for Chicago, so I mean they're obviously really happy about that. Getting Andrew Ladd back, that makes them a legitimate Stanley Cup contender once again. So we're gonna go ahead and do the exact same trade with those two exact same players that have the really low trade value on Winnipeg's end, and let's see what they have to say. They actually reject the trade. They were not very happy about that. Winnipeg Jets have a thing called the trade block. You should check it out. So they were not happy about that trade at all. But if you want my really quick opinion, I'm not going to go into, the specifics on all of it, but I like the trade. As a Canucks fan, I hate the trade because the Hawks are probably going to go and win another Stanley Cup. They're just so good now. I mean, their top six is just ridiculous now with the acquisition of Andrew Ladd. As a hockey fan, though, I like this trade. I like the trade because it's getting a familiar face back in Chicago. Marco Dano is a really good prospect. People don't know how good he is. I mean, it's just really good hockey trade. I don't think anyone necessarily wins. If I had to give a nod to a team, I'd probably give it to the Hawks, simply because Stanley Cups are so valuable, and I mean, Andrew Ladd already has one. He's got the experience, and he may have 2 or 3 more depending on if he stays around in Chicago or not. But that's my opinion. I like it for the Hawks. I also like it for the Jets, but I'm gonna have to go with the Hawks on this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you guys when the next trade happens. Monday should be fun.